Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear student. Today, the topic of our discussion is molecular point groups under the subject of symmetry and magnetochemistry. In this lecture series, we will learn how to find point groups in different molecules, and the molecules might be belong to inorganic and as well as organic sections. So for both kind of molecules, we should have to learn the finding of molecular point groups in a concise and an easy way. So first is molecular point groups. As a general observation is that the symmetry groups we have encountered in the examples to predict are far from being unique to these individual molecules. For example, as we have discussed already, PCl3, POF3, and XeOF, xenon trioxide, all share the same set of symmetry operations and identical multiplication tables as one for NH3. We have recently discussed the multiplication table of even trans 2-butene and 1,2-dichloroethylene, which is also the trans isomer of that compound. We discussed that the symmetry elements and the operation as well as the multiplication table of these molecules is quite similar. As a result, a more general notation, which may be known as molecular point group, is used to describe identical symmetry groups. Molecular point groups are given labels according to one or other of two groups, which is actually the historical designations named as Hermann-Maugen notation, which is the first one, and it is actually used primarily by X-ray crystallographers. And the second one is the Schoenflies notation, which is used by most chemists and spectroscopists. Our focus is actually in this lecture is on the more commonly used Schoenflies mutations, the second one. The point group for any given molecule can be determined by listing all the molecule's symmetry elements and operation and then following the flow chart which is given in this figure. Here we can say this is actually, first we should have to know the molecular symmetry operations in that molecule, and then we need to study this flow chart. For our easiness, I just split this flow chart into two parts. First is actually this part, and this is the second part of this flow chart. So when while initially you might need to refer to the flow chart frequently in order to determine the exact molecular point group. After some practices, the identification of a molecular point group should become so routine that reconciliation with to the flow chart will no longer be necessary. So initially we should have to keep this flow chart with ourselves to for the correct determination of molecular point group. Once we get expert to find out the molecular point group, there will be no use of this flow chart diagram. Using the flow chart in order to determine the molecular point groups of ammonia, for example, I would like to take the example of ammonia because we have studied the multiplication table of ammonia in detail, as well as we have discussed the different symmetry elements and the operation that is found in ammonia molecule. So using the flow chart in order to determine the molecular point group of ammonia, there are no C infinity rotations. A C infinity rotation axis will only occur in linear molecule. Here we can see this is actually C infinity. So we better to start from this flow chart diagram. So there is no C infinity molecule point group rotations in ammonia. The ammonia molecule does, however, a principal proper rotation axis which was C3. It does not have any C2, any C5, C4, C6 axis of rotation, and there is only one C3 axis. Thus, the molecule belongs to one of the point group in the lower box of this flowchart diagram. There are no C2 axes in NH3 that are perpendicular to the principal axis, and there are no S6 improper axes of rotation. There are also no horizontal mirror planes, but there are three vertical mirror planes that we have already discussed in detail in ammonia molecule. If you are not clear about the three plane of symmetries in NH3 molecule, you better to go to the previous lectures and learn how to find and how to write the plane of symmetries in NH3 molecule. Thus, the molecular point group for NH3 is C3V, and we can learn from this table very easily. Uh, in Schoenflies classification system, the point group of molecule will fall into one of the four general classifications. So, for betterment to find the correct point group of molecules, we will discuss actually the four classification, which is the general classification for Schoenflies classification system, and the molecule may fall in one of the general classification. The first one is non-rotational groups, which is actually the molecules with low symmetry. These non-rotational groups actually include the molecules which have no rotational axis. No rotational axis means there would be no proper or improper axis of rotation, and it include the point group C1. C1 means no symmetry elements other than the identity, or it may include Ci. Ci means only the identity and inversion center. And there would be the third one, which is CS, only the identity and a mirror plane. So why not we better to go to the flow sheet diagram and then discuss the non-rotational groups. The non-rotational groups is actually of three types. It is low symmetry point groups. The first one is the actually C1. C1 is no symmetry elements other than identity. So if there is no symmetry elements, only identity exists, then the point group should be C1. If there is only identity and an inversion center exist, then the point group should be Ci. Then the point group should be Ci. Here we can see that only here we can see that only this one only axis of rotation, low symmetry molecules. So the third one is actually if only identity and a mirror plane exists, then the point group should be Cs. We can say there is only identity and only sigma, identity with sigma, the point group with Cs. And if there is only identity in the molecule, then C1, we should have to write C1, only identity is present, rest of the symmetry operation and elements are not found, then we can write C1. Rest of the symmetry elements are included proper rotation, improper rotation, plane of symmetry, inversion center. So if there is nothing but only identity, then it should be C1. And if there is only identity along with inversion center, then there is Ci. We should have to write Ci. We know that for inversion center the symbol for representation is identity, for identity is I, small I. So if there is identity and inversion center in a molecule, then we have to write Ci point group. And if there is no identity, no plane of symmetry, and only identity is present in the molecule, then we should have to write the point group with C1 for that molecule. So far we have studied three types of non-rotational groups. These are actually low symmetry groups, and the first one was C1, which is no symmetry elements other than identity, and the second one is Ci, which is only the identity and an inversion center, and the third one is Cs, which is actually only the identity with the mirror plane. So this is the one of the first classification of Schoenflies classification system, from where a low symmetry element may belong. Low symmetry molecule, there are so many examples of a non-rotational group, and we will discuss the different possible examples of non-rotational group, which is actually the low symmetry elements, in details in the next lectures. So the next one is single axis rotation groups. The second classification system, Schoenflies classification system, is actually the single axis rotational groups. The single axis rotational groups are actually these point groups, include molecules that have only a single rotational axis. The point groups include molecules that have only a single rotational axis. There may, however, be more than one type of operation that can occur around this axis. For example, it can have collinear C3 and S6 axis, and we will discuss the details of single axis rotation groups in next lectures. Molecules that have only proper rotations, only proper rotation in addition to the identity. We know that identity is a fixed thing that we should have to write for all kind of molecules, so it is actually the fixed thing. So if I talk about the other rotations, then it means in addition to the identity. So the molecules that have only proper rotations in addition to the identity belong to Cn group, which is cyclic point groups. where n may be Cn may be 2, 3 or infinity. So there are Cn groups. C is maybe 1, 2, 3 or infinity. For example, C3 C infinity V point group is a special case. Here we can see it is actually a special case that occurs in linear molecules that are non-centrosymmetric. There are two terms which is used to describe the molecular notations and the structures of molecules in crystal systems. The centrosymmetric and non-centrosymmetric, and based on their centrosymmetric and non-centrosymmetric we can also predict their different properties, which for example the most renowned is the ferroelectric and ferromagnetic properties of the materials. Non-centrosymmetric molecules are supposed to be the more practically important than the centrosymmetric molecules. So the C infinity V point group is actually a special case that occurs in linear molecules that are non-centrosymmetric in nature. If a molecule has only single proper rotation axis Cn, and it also has a horizontal mirror plane, it will belong to class CNH point groups. So CNH point groups. What will happen to CNH point groups? This If the molecule has a single Cn axis and n vertical mirror planes exist, the molecule will belong to the class CNV point groups. CNV point groups. Here we can see that, and I would like to repeat the explanation behind CNV point group. If a molecule has a single Cn axis, no more than one Cn axis, and n vertical mirror planes exist, the molecule will definitely belong to the class CNV point groups. Lastly, if a molecule has a proper rotation and a collinear improper rotational axis, it will belong to the class S2N point groups. S2N point groups. How it will happen? If a molecule has a proper rotational axis and a collinear improper rotational axis, then it will belong to the class S2N point groups. So this is all about the two classification system of Schoenflies classification system. So let us talk about the third type of this system, which is the dihedral groups. Molecules belonging to this class of point groups will have NC2 axes that are perpendicular to the principal Cn axis. If these are the only symmetry elements that the molecule has beside the identity, the molecular point group will be Dn. So what I have talked to you is actually uh, the if these are the only symmetry elements that the molecule has, including symmetry, the molecular point group will be Dn. If a horizontal mirror plane is also present, the molecule with necessarily having an Sn improper rotational axis that is collinear with its principal axis and n vertical or dihedral mirror planes. So when n is even, it it will also have an inversion center. If it is odd, then there will be no chance of inversion center. So these molecules will belong to the class of DNH point groups. DNH point groups. What I have told you is actually uh, about the dihedral groups is actually the molecules belonging to this class of point groups will have NC2 axes that are perpendicular to the principal axis. If these are the only symmetry elements that molecule has, including the identity, the molecular point group will be Dn. If the horizontal the molecular point group will be Dn. If a horizontal mirror plane is present, the molecule will necessarily have an Sn improper rotational axis that is actually collinear with its principal axis and n vertical or dihedral mirror planes. So when n is even, it will also have an inversion center. These molecules will belong to the class DNH point groups. The D infinity H point group is a special case for linear molecules. It is actually the special case for linear molecules that are also centrosymmetric in nature. If no horizontal, if no horizontal, uh, no horizontal mirror plane is present, but there are n vertical or dihedral mirror planes, the molecules will belong to D and D point group. Uh, so if no horizontal mirror plane is present, but there are n vertical or dihedral mirror planes, the molecules will definitely belong to D and D point groups. So the fourth one is of Schoenflies classification system is the actually cubic groups, which molecules with very high symmetry. These point groups have many different rotational axes and are derived from one of the five planetonic solids. So the three most common point groups are identical with the symmetry of their associated regular polyhedron. For example, uh, we are talking about this portion more precisely in cubic groups. The three most common point groups are identical with symmetry of their associated regular polyhedron. TD, if we talk about this TD, it is actually tetrahedral groups. TD tetrahedral is equal to 4 triangular faces. Tetrahedral means 4 triangular faces, while in the case of OH, OH, here we can see OH point group. OH means octahedral groups. Octahedral means 6 triangular faces or cubic. Cubic 6 square faces, and sometime IH, which is written over here, we can see IH is icosahedral. Icosahedral groups is equal to icosahedra is equal to 20 triangular faces or dodecahedral, which is equal to 12 pentagonal faces. The groups T and TH are actually related. T R T H. These are the groups which are actually related to the TD point groups. In fact, they are the subgroups, but they lack some of the higher symmetry features. So we should have not to be confused with symmetry groups, including symmetry point groups including TD with other T and TH point groups, because uh, because they lack some of the higher symmetry features. The T point groups consist of only the rotational operations in TD point group. So, uh, likewise, the point groups O and I are actually the subgroup of OH. The point groups O and I are actually the subgroup of OH and IH respectively. That includes only the rotational operations. Lastly, the TH subgroup of TD includes an inversion center. So this is all about the one of the four classification of Schoenflies system. So we will discuss more details of point groups in next lectures. Thank you very much.